Hello. Today we are doing a little chat with Sandi Ware from the New Brunswick chapter of Tetra, and thank you everyone who's joining us online. Um, we're gonna get right into these questions here. So, Sandi, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with Tetra.
So I've been involved with Tetra for a number of years, and I got involved because I used to work with a nonprofit that aligned with what we do with Tetra. So I was introduced at that time, and yeah, so I guess that's how I got involved, but just stuck around because I love it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And what are the things that have kept you? Like, what interests you most about Tetra?
I think the first, I mean, there's a couple things that have kept me around, but mostly like I love working with our volunteers. I think they're all amazing. What they do and just like they're just amazing people to be around. And so I really enjoyed that aspect, but also the projects we do and the people we support, like how we can help them. So some of like the projects we've completed is just it's just amazing to see what like the ideas that can come out of collaboration and then actually seeing the project being delivered is it's incredible. So I think it's a feel good all around. So
Yeah. Like, what in your role, what does that look like?
so mostly I facilitate the project, like the projects coming in, and then uh, I guess distribution to the volunteers, and then we just do check-ins and make sure that like just kind of see how the project's going and um, when it will be delivered. And I kind of do more of the coordination of the projects opposed to the hands-on. But sometimes we get to see like just before Christmas we went down and actually saw we all kind of worked on the project together. So that was really neat. So we try to do like group collaboration sometime as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. How many people are involved right now in the group there? What's it like?
We Yeah, we have around seven people, between
Mhm.
5 and 7, depending on the
Yeah,
season. So yeah,
yeah, yeah, cool. Sounds like a neat little group.
yeah,
What are the kinds of things that you bring to this? Like, what's your background and experience? Like, we're trying to get an idea of like the different kinds of things that people might have done before that have brought them to Tetra, and because there's so many different ways that people can be involved, right? Like,
yeah,
someone could have a skill set that you might not imagine could work with Tetra, but it works really well.
yeah,
So yeah, what are the kinds of things that you have in your background and experience that you think
yeah,
you bring?
yeah. I actually come from like, so I guess I come from more an athletic background, and then when I went into school, I completed like I came here for sport to New Brunswick for sport, and then I
Oh,
went
yeah.
through university. And I switched in my first year over to business, but I was doing kin science. So I went into more business, and then after university, um, I went in. I was personal training for a couple years, and then I actually started working for a nonprofit which works with persons with a disability in so I worked with the para sport and recreation
Mhm.
area, and so that was incredible. So I worked with the equipment side, so um, even like building all the equipment and loaning it out, and being at different events that we used the para equipment. It was really neat, and so I was exposed to more like the equipment side of it, and then I've also worked with like did some event coordination with um, like muscular dystrophy and a couple other I guess yeah with muscular dystrophy. So that was neat. I did a little bit with them, and
Mhm.
then now I'm more in the corporate world, but still like that's kind of my background. So I guess I have a little bit of background in like the like equipment and para sport and sports in general and anatomy and I guess in a lot of different things, but then also like the coordination side, business, like coordinating meetings, marketing ideas, like just different events, different things like that. So I
Yeah.
suppose you can be, if you have, you can pull any of your talents and you can find your strengths and leverage that as a volunteer. So
Mhm. What's one thing that you've learned from being involved with Tetra and the group there?
What have I learned? I think I've learned, I think from the first time I was involved with a project and to completion, and then just hearing the like the client's reaction, I feel like I've learned that we can make a big impact. It's really nice to see like our volunteers can pull all their strengths together and create something really amazing and innovative and unique. So I think that's something I've learned, that people's talent can be created into an amazing project. So
yeah, cool. How have things changed there during COVID, whether that's with the volunteers or with people who are looking for projects?
Yeah, I think things have changed a bit because we don't meet we weren't meeting in person. So normally we'd meet often in person. So we get to like share kind of update, share stories. So I believe like we haven't had as many requests for projects, but also I haven't been able to meet with my volunteers in person. So that's a big difference. So yeah. Over Zoom, so we've adapted, I guess. That's another kind of thing that's changed. So not all bad, we've adapted and had some Zoom calls and actually, different connection.
Yeah. And like we still are open and working on projects as if they do come in, but just in a totally different way.
Exactly.
Ways, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like what? Have there been any like key challenges that you haven't mentioned already that you'd share?
No, I think that this whole thing has been a learning curve. So in terms of we're just adapting to like not meeting in person, doing it over Zoom, we're just finding different ways to connect with people. And I would say like, as much as that can be a challenge, I think it's really great that we can adapt. So
yeah, for sure. Is there anything that's coming up for your involvement with Tetra that's in the future that you'd like to share?
Yeah. We have TetraCon coming up. So last year we held our conference in person in Ottawa, and this year it was supposed to be in person in Halifax, but we're moving to virtual event. So that will be really exciting. So I feel like we can reach more people, and everyone across Canada can join because it's going to be virtual.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yes, it is. It is.
Different ways for people to engage, become involved, in lots of different ways for anyone, of any ability and experience. So I'm really excited about it too.
I'm excited too. Yeah, it will be really good.
Yeah.
It'll be different.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to share? Those are the questions that I had so far for you. Kind of like give you one last open space.
No, I think that's everything. I guess just in general, I really have enjoyed my time with Tetra, and I look forward to. I just think that we're moving into a different space where like we are having a virtual conference, we are going virtual face to face, and I think it's neat that we can still adapt in times like this and reach people in different ways, I guess. So impact people in different ways. So
for sure. Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with me today. We will make sure that the contact info for the chapter there in New Brunswick is posted with the video so that people can connect that way. And I'm looking forward to the next projects we have coming up.
Yes. Thank you, Andrew.